Now let's turn to an animal you probably wouldn't want as a pet, alligators. And in the state of Florida in the US, there are 1.3 million of them. And every year, 10,000 people apply for licenses to cull the animals. 7,000 of them are given out, but hunting has always been restricted to nighttime. That is until this year. But not everyone is happy at the prospect of hunting taking place during the day. Pete Corradino, who is a wildlife biologist and owner of Everglades Day Safari, spoke to me earlier.
Hunting is something that's been going on for quite a long time, but what's changed now is they're going to allow 24-hour hunting. And what my opposition to is the changes that are going to happen right where we take our tourists. So Everglades Day Safari takes guests out on an airboat ride, and that airboat ride is specifically on a place called Lake Trafford, where there are thousands of alligators. And by opening up the hunting season to daylight hours, it's going to put hunters and tourists in conflict with each other and potentially putting people in harm's way. So that's the situation we're looking at starting tomorrow.
But the Fish and Wildlife Commission says 1.3 million alligators, it's simply too many. Something has to be done.
Well, if that's their take on it, that is not really what's going on. So, yeah, we've got 1.3 million alligators, maybe even more. Historically, we had probably 4 million alligators, but over the course of the 20th century, alligators were hunted nearly to extinction. They were put on the endangered species list, and their population numbers have come back very well. But what their basis is for safety issues, I'm not exactly sure. There have been 30 fatalities in the last 75 years caused by wild alligators. There have been an average of probably about 12 to 15 alligator attacks. And this ranges from alligators biting people when they're swimming to people picking up alligators and getting bitten. So that's each year, and that's not a lot. So I'm not exactly sure why they think that doing this is going to make anything safer. In fact, by putting people out there with guns hunting while you've got tourists on airboats is probably the most unsafe thing you can do.
But officials also argue that applying for these licenses means people paying for these licenses, it's bringing money into the state. Yeah,
I mean, that's really what it's about. It's not to manage the population. It is simply for recreational purposes and to make money for the state.